This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Okay, so I'm sure some of you are already aware of the rumours, and that's what they are at the minute, flying around about December the 23rd in Saudi Arabia via Dan Rafael and, of course, via Michael Benson. To me, to be honest, it does sound a little bit like fantasy matchmaking. I will say that with Dan Rafael, one day it was this particular card, the next day it's something a little bit different. So who knows? For me, I think it's fantasy matchmaking. But anyway, you never know. So the latest one is Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin, which would be good because obviously Otto Wallin is number 2 in the IBF, which means if that particular fight happens and if Joshua was to beat Wallin, then he would go from number 3 to number 2 and be in line to fight for what looks like a vacant IBF world title should Usyk and Fury activate a rematch clause. Of course, they're going to get the first fight on to start with. So that will be a fight that I fully understand. Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker, that's the fight that I was calling for some odd years ago when Joseph Parker was WBO champion and Wilder was WBC champion, but it was Joshua that was going around fighting the Charles Martins, fighting Vladimir Klitschko, fighting Joseph Parker, while Wilder was just waiting there to come into for a bigger payday. Listen, it's clever marketing, but that's the kind of fight that should have happened for unification, WBC, WBO. So I would like to see that fight, I really would. Dmitry Bivol defending his WBA light heavyweight world title against Richard Rivera, the light heavyweight. So, interesting. Filip Hrgovic versus a to-be-confirmed. He wasn't on the previous list. Martin Bakole was on the previous list. So maybe you could see Filip Hrgovic versus Martin Bakole. Again, that would be for the IBF mandatory position. So it's a good move for Martin Bakole. It's a very good move. And of course, it would be a very good win for Filip Hrgovic if he was to win that one. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see if that transpires. If Filip Hrgovic is, of course, going to be on this card. Apparently, he's a free agent. Daniel Dubois versus Big Baby Jarrell Miller. Now, so far, I'm seeing a bit of an issue here. Daniel Dubois is TNT Sports in the UK. Anthony Joshua is DAZN in the UK. They're both contracted, I believe, to those particular platforms. So which one gets it? So can I see both of them being on the same card? I mean, yeah, potentially. But regardless, Daniel Dubois versus Jarrell Miller, it is an interesting fight. I would favour Daniel Dubois in that fight. But if Miller puts it on Daniel Dubois, well, we've seen him quit on 2 occasions. So maybe if the pressure gets put on him, maybe so. But it's a good move for Daniel Dubois because, you see, you have to remember that the WBA originally ordered Manuel Charr to defend his regular World Heavyweight Championship. I know he shouldn't be champion, but he is, against Jarrell Miller. But they couldn't come to terms because of politics, because of whatever. So Daniel Dubois beats Jarrell Miller, he's probably going to get Manuel Charr after. Then, of course, you've got Frank Sanchez versus Junior Farr, is what it is, and Arslanbek Makhmudov against somebody. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing Filip Hrgovic versus Makhmudov. Or a Makhmudov versus Martin Bakole. And, of course, to finish up the card on the latest one, possibly Jaya Pataya, the Cruiserweight World Champion, against a to-be-confirmed. So if all this turns out to be true, great. Although I would say Wilder and Joshua fighting on the same card, why not fight each other? Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click the thumbs up, subscribe, catch you next video.